It's the middle of the night before the solstice when an alarm sounds out across the colony. You scramble into your armor, rush outside, finding Aaliyah staring out at the woods beyond the walls. It's beginning. This doesn't make any sense. Summer surges always start when the sun comes up, and the zombies are coming all the way from Reno. How are they here already? They shouldn't be here until this afternoon, daybreak at the earliest. It seems the queen you spoke of wanted to get the drop on us. Damn it. I thought we had another 12 hours to prepare, but now everyone's scattered. We've got to move quick, rouse all the fighters, get the non-combatants to safety, and move any useful supplies inside. Hopefully that will... You stop as a train line starts to rustle and shake. Then the panic wave of wildlife bursts out. Birds scatter into the sky, a herd of deer bolt across the grass alongside a pack of coyotes. Even a bear comes charging out of the woods. It lets out a panicked cry as two scouts dart out after it, easily running it down. They leap onto the bear's back, tearing through its flesh and fur with claws and teeth until it falls into a bloody heap on the ground. Poor buddy. Yogi Bear will never be the same. One of the scouts throws its head back and lets out a ear-piercing shriek, and dozens of zombies come pouring out of the forest behind it. This is it. The horde is here. Wake the dead! Hopefully you're all having a great time. Please remember, if you do enjoy this content, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to it. Chapter 19, The Solstice. You and Aaliyah rush across the colony, rousing people as you go, while the horde moves ever closer. There must be 10,000 out there. We don't have to fight them all. We just need to buy as much time as possible to finish preparations. What's the plan, then? Me and the majority of the fighters will hold them at the wall. Everyone else needs to gather whatever is vital and then get to safety. Fighters, defend the wall. Archers to your posts. If you aren't armed, grab what you can and get to the lodge. A group of fighters line up in formation, bows at the ready. Fire! A volley of arrows soars across the sky, but while you're certain some of the arrows must have hit the zombies, it's impossible to see through the metal sheeted fence. Yeah, I'll take that versus, the weaker version where you could see through the slats. By the garages, you find Sledge and the rest of the raiders loading into the cars while Eli tosses tools and weapons into the back of them. Load up, Splitter. We're rolling out to meet the first wave outside the walls. At least buy the others more time to finish preparations. I'll get my car. Eli, you're with me. Splitter, hang on. We made you something. He grabs a bundle from the trunk of his car, whipping off the wrapping to reveal a decorated animal skull. What's this for? It's a helmet. I reinforced the bone with some metal mesh inside and added some padding. And I added the chains to make you look badass. Wow. I would look pretty damn scary in that thing. Better put it on before you hurt all the boys' feelings. He stayed up all night working on them. Did not. To your surprise, Eli lets out a sudden snort of laughter. I like it. Be good to show everyone that the leader of IO is just as terrifying as any zombie. Diamond choice! Okay. Looks like a cow helmet, but why not? You take the headdress from Knuckles and place it on the top of your head, the heavy weight reassuring. Hell yeah, how do you feel? Ready to bust some heads. Good, get going. You jump into the raider car and gun the engine as Eli hops into the passenger seat. You speed through the colony and out the gate just as the sun comes out. Alright, zombies, we're coming for you. The other raider cars pull up alongside you as you speed towards the crowd of zombies, stretching out into the distance. Eli stands up through the sunroof and starts firing arrows into the horde, but the fallen just get trampled by the group. I should fall into formation. You bring your car alongside Sledge's, Hatchet flanks you, the rest of the raiders follow until you're all lined up. You slam on the gas and ram right into the horde. A number of drones slams into the front of the vehicle, sprawled across the hood while others get pulled beneath the tires. We've given up giving, count to how many we've destroyed. Blood splatters across your windshield as your formation stops the swarming zombies in their tracks, giving them no place to go. As a soldier starts pushing its way towards the front, Sledge reverses and the rest of you follow suit, leaving behind chunks of flesh scattered across the grass. Stay away from our home. Sledge hits her horn a few times, and all the raider cars pull around for another go. Eli drops in the passenger seat again. Let me drive. See if you can take out more from the back. You leap into the back as Eli takes the wheel, and when he heads towards the horde, you position yourself near the side window, ready to attack. Shoot the distant one. Empty a gas can behind us. Open the door on them. I'm gonna empty a gas can. Fire smash. You open the jug and start to pour it out the window when an errant spark from all the jangling metal sets the gas alight. Before the flame can travel back to the canister, you toss it away and it explodes along the burning grass. Not close enough to any zombies to do damage. Really? Are you trying to get us killed? Well, I thought shooting with a little bow and arrow would not do much against 10,000 zombies. I thought we could light the zombies on fire. As Eli turns away from the horde, a scout suddenly charges and leaps onto the roof of the car. Its claws swing down through the open sunroof, just barely missing you. Clambering out of the back of the window, you haul yourself onto the roof, only for the scout to spring at you, launching you both through the air. You hit the ground hard, rolling away from the scout, but the horde is nearly upon you by the time you scramble to your feet. You take off running for the gates, weaving through the spiked barricades, while the drones run haphazardly into them, the sharpened pieces of wood stabbing into the rotten flesh. Well, that should slow them down. As you race for the gate, you spot Shannon standing atop the walls, only for her to suddenly point behind you. Feet, look out! Yeah, it's been on my ass for a while now. You barely register the shriek before the scout is on you, slamming you into the side and knocking you off balance. Headbutt it. Before it can hit you, you slam the thick bone of your headdress on the scout's forehead, the horns ripping through its flesh. Its forehead shatters from the force of the blow, caving in and spraying chunks of brain across your front. How weak is this thing's head? There's no way we have that much oomph from our neck. Its body twitches just for a moment as more black fluid pours from the wound, and then it goes limp, dropping to the ground. We killed a scout with our forehead! Oh, Jesus. But even as the scout falls, more zombies bear down on you. A machine gun fires into them, and you look up to spot Angel wearing her Oni mask as she mans one of the wall-mounted guns. Get inside, Faith. I like her mask. Eli and Sledge are still out there. Clear a path for them. Shannon tosses a fear grenade down to you, then throws one of her own out into the horde in the cloud of gas, sending zombies scattering. The chemical lab gave you valuable weapons. Yeah, no shit. Good thinking. Looking back out at the horde, you spot dozens of drones blocking the cars, as well as a lumbering form of a soldier. Into the crowd. The grenade smashes right into the drone's face, sending it to the ground before exploding into a burst of bright red gas. The drones cry out in alarm, scatter in a wild panic, slamming each other and trampling down the downed one in the process. Yes! With the path clear and all the cars come speeding back towards you, when in the corner of your eye you spot a blur coming around the side of the colony, only to realize it's another scout. Angel, shoot! But, even as Angel opens fire, it's already scaling the wall, its claws digging into the metal, and she can't get a clear shot. It leaps onto the platform right where the gate operator is standing. Somebody help! As it springs at her, Shannon hurls her grenade right at its head, and it lets out a terrified shriek as it stumbles back. Get off of her! But its claws catch on the woman's clothes as it flails, and when it falls back off the wall, it drags her down with it. The roar of the engines grow closer, and you turn to spot all the raider cars barreling for the still-closed gate. You wave your arms over your head to try and get their attention. Wait, the gates are still closed! But they don't stop. There's a loud crunch of metal that twists your stomach as they slam headfirst into the gate, going right through it. Rushing in past the debris, relief fills you as you see most of the raiders prying themselves out of their damaged vehicles, bloody but alive. Grab what you can. They're nearly here. Sledge throws open her trunk and begins tossing weapons to her raiders while Eli grabs a bundle of arrows. Faith, need anything? A coffee? There's a sawed-off in here, but it's low on ammo. Only got 2 rounds. 2 rounds might be the difference between life or death. Your choice, Splitter. If you don't take it, I'm sure I can find someone who will. Diamond choice, really. Sledge tosses you the shotgun, and you pop open the barrel to check that the 2 rounds are in before closing it again. I'll make sure to save it until I really need it. There's the sound of metal rending as a soldier zombie comes barreling through the destroyed gate with a furious roar. Hi, big boy. Now seems like as good a time as any. Soldier locks its blazing eyes on you, thick saliva dripping from its pincers and forked tongue lashing back and forth. As it rushes for you, everyone else scatters while you raise the shotgun, taking aim at its head. Pull the trigger! The pellets come firing out of the end, fanning across the creature's face and riddling it with holes. No, where else would the bullets come from? Black blood gushes out of every wound, dripping down its chin, and without another sound, the soldier falls back, collapsing on the ground. Level up! You look back at Sledge and Eli to find both of them with their weapons raised, ready to back you up. I'm really glad you had that. It's one for less for us to deal with later. Troy and Alia come riding up on their horses, leading along another one without a rider, while the rest of the mounted fighters wait nearby. What the hell was that? The scouts took out the gate operator. It's almost like they were targeting her. It doesn't make sense. Zombies don't have the intelligence to follow tactics. But the Queen does. It's the Queen. It's gotta be. You stab into the stirrups of the lone horse and haul yourself onto its back, taking the reins. You ready, girl? We don't put any armor on it, you know. It's supposed to be an armored war horse, but we don't do them. We're at your command. We should form a defensive line, charge through the gate. Yeah, no, that's stupid. Form a defensive line. They don't get past us. You maneuver your horses into a semicircle at the gate, and the knights lower their lances. Points out in front of them. A group of drones comes flooding into the colony, but as they charge into your fighters, they're immediately impaled by their weapons. Your horses rear back as the drones come too close, slamming its hooves right in the zombie's face as you hold on tightly. She crashes down onto the creature, shattering its bones under the weight and leaving it in a bloody heap. Another one bites the dust. Nice one. But one zombie manages to get in close, slicing its razor-sharp claws across one of your horse's legs. Poor boy. Panicking, she bucks wildly and takes off running, throwing you all onto the ground right in front of the drone. Before it can strike, Troy comes charging in with his pipe, sending the creature flying. He hops off of his horse and pulls you up just as Leia trots up beside you, her armor coated with sticky black blood. We've stopped that wave. There'll be back, and another one. Where do you want us, Faith? Oh, the gates are wrecked, but we've got a choke point here. Troy and I will hold it. You and your fighters take out any zombies that make it past us. You and Troy run down the hill and stand across from each other on either side of the half-destroyed gate. You wait, every second feeling like an eternity, until 2 drones come rushing into the colony. Troy nails one of them in the face with a pipe, while the other turns to you with a growl. I wonder if the Queen can see through their eyes. Drive my fist into its mouth. Clenching your metal-covered fist, you drive an uppercut into the drone's open mouth. It sinks easily through the rotten flesh, and you curl your fingers, grabbing a hold of whatever's in there before ripping it back out. You drop a handful of gooey black brain matter, gauntlets stained with blood, and the creature's face goes slack as it collapses. Disgusting. Faith, I think that's more than we can handle. Looking out, you see dozens of drones charging, and you and Troy quickly turn and retreat further into colony along with the other fighters. Despite the car crashes, the school bus behind the gate remains, forcing the drones to enter practically single file. Your ranged fighters take them down with ease. Keep at it. The thick metal sheet helps staunch the flow of zombies, driving them in through the broken gate and allowing the lion or knights to keep holding them back. Cut them down. But even as the zombies claw and tear their IO, your defenses slow them significantly. See, that's why I went with the solid sheet walls. Fall back and reestablish the line. You got it. From the platforms, Angel and Shannon leap down, Angel hurling a small explosive to clear a path through the zombies that have gotten inside. Everyone hurry! At least a dozen fighters rush after them, easily able to weave through the few drones that remain. With so much of the horde still cut off from the colony, your fighters pull back, lining up behind Sledge and Elia. Every second you buy us counts. So give them hell. They haven't split our forces yet. Though a fair number of bodies litter the area in front of the gate, you were relieved to see that they're mostly zombie corpses. We're holding our own. As the lawn begins to fill up with zombies, you can hardly see the other members of your colony in the chaos. I need to get a better view. You hurry up the stairs to the watchtower, onto the metal balcony that overlooks out over Io. Down below, mutated zombies charge in Io, but your fighters are ready for them. No, you don't. Your research helped. They target the scouts first, downing them before their shrieks can attract more drones. Hey, it's a siren! Groups surround the soldiers, attacking all at once, while those with ranged weapons deal with the sirens, maintaining their distance. That's what you get. Wow, looks like all our research is paying off, you damn Skippy. Whole building suddenly rumbles, creaking loudly, and you look down and see a soldier pressed up against it, slamming his hefty form into the wall. You dart back down the steps and out the back door, but the soldier is nearly on top of you. I've got you, Faith. Suddenly, Darren rushes the towering soldier, getting between you as he raises his sword in both hands. For Io! He hacks into the zombie's chest, blade cutting through the thick skin and pustules, which burst with black blood. With a fierce snarl, the soldier grabs hold of Darren and tosses him to the side. He slams in the shipping container and then hits the ground unmoving. He go night-night. A heroic sacrifice. He fell, defending you. Why? Darren! Tearing your gaze away from his limp body, you race deeper into the colony, now with some distance between you and the charging soldier. You pass by the cannery, where a few colonists are on the roof, dumping boiling hot water down on the zombies below. How do you like that, you bastards? You race onto the open concrete of the basketball court and whirl around to face the massive soldier zombie. Here's as good a place as any. I'm gonna take you to school, fam. It lets out a terrifying roar, and you're just able to dodge out of the way as it comes barreling towards you. Swing for its head. Pulling your weapons off of your back, you grip it tightly as you rush forward and slam the blade right in the soldier's face. The creature lets out a strangling wail, blood pouring from the wound. You wrench your weapon free, only to jam it right back into the same spot. The sharp metal slices even deeper, and the massive beast suddenly goes still. Could have done that to save Darren, but the zombie falls with a loud groan, your heart hammering in your chest as you take a step back. That never gets less terrifying. Troy comes rushing up to your side, followed by Eli, Shannon, and Angel. He grabs your arm and pulls you towards the lodge. There's too many of them, and they've got sirens. Retreat from the walls and regroup. You heard her. A stream of fighters come running up the hill, keeping well ahead of the horde as they fall back in Io. Come on, hurry. Right behind you. Soon, you're joined by a large group of fleeing colonists who cluster protectively around you, weapons drawn. Keep it a tight formation. Don't let them through. Everyone's still holding strong. Your food supply kept everyone strong. Yes! Full bellies will do that. Then we keep the zombies at bay for a bit longer. We just need to regroup. As you all start running, Shannon shoves a small vial beneath your nose with a strangely sweet odor that instantly fills your senses. These are artificial pheromones. They should keep the sirens from having an effect on you. I only have one dose, but look out! Well, she's got a literal mask, so I think she'll be fine. Angel shoves you out of the way just as the scout breaks away from the horde and comes racing towards you with a shriek. I think the queen personally is hunting me. The zombies swarm forward, cutting you and a small group off from your friends, and the rest of the fighters. You look around wildly for an escape, eyes landing on a nearby building. Everyone follow me. We'll cut through here. You lead everyone into the darkened interior of the library, ushering them inside among the tables and bookshelves. Quick, shut the doors. Wait, someone's still out there! For a moment it looks like an injured colonist moving very slowly, until you know sharp claws extending from the tips of its fingers. That's not... The woman by the door goes still, eyes starting to glaze over as she stares at the approaching siren with a disoriented expression. What was it? The smell. Protected by Shannon's artificial pheromones, you can see the wave of eerie calm and confusion passing through the small room. I have to snap them out before they're too far gone. I'll act as a shield. You push through the crowd to get in front of the group, blocking their exit and staring down the siren. Leave them alone. He lets out a furious hiss and slashes at you with a clawed hand, but it barely leaves a mark on your thick leather vest. Seizing the opportunity, you grab the siren's arm, jerk it to the side, slamming the creature into the door frame. You go night-night now. Before it can recover, you grab the back of its head and smash its face into the wood again, this time with enough force to shatter its skull. The creature crumbles to the ground with a final gurgle. Behind you, the colonists are still dazed as they stumble around, clutching their heads. What happened? Quick, out the back door. Outside, a group of drones turns towards you. You would have figured we would have debriefed all the colonists on that thing, but you know. You run into the opposite direction, leading them away from the lodge as you duck into the fruit orchard. The moment the zombies are out of sight, you press up against a trunk of a tree to catch your breath. You smell nice. Only a matter of time before they sniff me out. Faith, up here. You look up in surprise to see Feather and a few other colonists perched in the trees, holding a variety of heavy objects. Fighting hasn't gone here yet. I'm afraid we haven't been able to do much. I can fix that. Coming out from behind the tree, you turn to face the group of drones still at the edge of the orchard. Hey assholes, fresh meat, come and get it. Without waiting, you grab a hold of a low branch and pull yourself up into the tree beside Feather, looking down at the rapidly approaching zombies. We got plenty of stuff to drop. Take your pick. Well, we got a trunk. We got a gas tank. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna go very well. A bear trap. No, I'm gonna go with the trunk. You have the trunk to the edge of the branches. As soon as the zombie gets close enough, you throw it down on top of it. The impact smashes the drone's face and throws the trunk open, sending sharp tools and pieces of metal scattering across the grass for other drones to trip on. Yay! The others follow your lead, tossing their own heavy items until the creatures lay in heaps scattered throughout the trees and occasionally twitching before they finally go still. That's how it's done. I prefer to merely drive them away, but that's not an option during these times. I need to go check if they're managed to secure the lodge, but if the horde gets too close... We'll fall back, don't you worry. Dropping down from the tree, you hurry towards the lodge, eyes scanning the horizon for your friends and any nearby zombies. The horde has swarmed past the fences and outermost buildings, but fighters still clash with them at the front, downing drone after drone and allowing more people to flee towards the lodge. You've held back the horde so far! We just need to keep this up a bit longer. We're gonna pay for having a pretty little building, aren't we? Just then, two drones come rushing at you from your blind spot. You whirl to face them. One takes a swipe at you with its sharp claws, but they get snagged on your leather vest. You grab a hold of its wrist and snap it with a sickening crack. With a shout, you throw your head forward and slam your skull headrest into the creature, stabbing the horns right into its face. Grabbing your heavy axe off your back, you take a wide swing, embedding the blade into the side of the drone's head all the way to its nose. You whirl on the other zombie, slamming the butt of your axe into its chest, knocking into the ground, and then you bring the blade down, slicing its head clean off. Any more of you bastards want to try? Yeah, I'm sure there's about 10,000 out there that want to... Oh! The loud scream draws your attention. You spot Elia's wife, Violet, and a few other colonists fleeing into the building, pursued by a group of drones. They're trapped. Looking around, you spot Angel fighting with a small group nearby and wave to get her attention. There are people cornered in that building. We've got to get them out. Pike reporters in there. Let's make sure we don't get cornered. Mac falls in on your other side, but as you all skid to an abrupt halt, as you spot a scout come thrusting up the hill. If that scout brings in more zombies, we might not be able to get everyone out. You two go, I'll deal with it. Mac, are you... Cassidy saved me from the one of those things. I owe her one. And with that, he turns and rushes at the creature, wood axe gripping tightly in his hands. Hey asshole, shut the hell up! You force yourself to turn away. You take off again alongside Angel, heading towards Violet and the other trapped colonists. But as you get there, you can hear a sharp cry of pain from behind, followed by a weak groan. You turn to see the scout fall, Mac's axe embedded in his head, and its claws lodged deep into Mac's gut. Blood soaks through his shirt, and he sways unsteadily on his feet, and then topples to the ground on top of the creature. Mac. Your footsteps falter as you stare at Mac, his blood rapidly pooling on the ground, when Angel grabs your arm and forcibly drags you forward. He's gone, Faith. He'd want us to help those we can. Pretty much. You rush into the medical tent to find a drone trying to get to Violet, a gurney between them while the others throw supplies to try and keep the rest of the zombies back. Help! You know, your wife could have, at least, taught you how to fight a zombie or anything. Raising your axe high above your head, you bring it down on the drone's skull, wedging it deep into the bone. People give me shit for, wanting Shannon to be a little bit tougher, and yet I'm sitting here going, we have a person dressed as a Disney princess right now, running around screaming, help. Yeah. With the blade still embedded, you jerk back, tearing the drone away from Violet and throwing it to the floor. Violet stares up at you with wide eyes as she leans heavily against the wall, her face dotted with drips of black blood. It didn't hurt you, did it? Can you still walk? Thanks to you, and Mac. Come on, let's get out of here. But what about the medical supplies? We haven't gotten them all. We're out of time. Just grab what's around you and get to safety. You pair outside, stomach sinking as you see a huge group of zombies surging towards the lodge, where your fighters are still struggling to gather. There's too many to fight all at once. They're gonna get overwhelmed. Your eyes linger on a scout near the head of the group, and as a desperate plan springs up in your head. Angel, get this group to the lodge and gather all the fighters you can. Okay, why are you making the face I make when I'm about to do a stupid thing? Because I'm about to do a stupid thing. I'm gonna try and buy you some time. Snatching a rock from the ground, you hurl it right at the scout. It thunks loudly as it smacks against his chest and whirls to face you. Hi, honey, I'm home. That's right, follow me and bring your friends. You take off, leading the scout away from the lodge. It shrieks, pulling a large portion of the zombies away from the main group. As the scout gains on you, you duck into the pub, racking your brain for a plan. Well, it's easy. It's a pub. Alcohol, Molotov. Molotov, throw. Disguise my scent and hide. Yeah, no, I'm facing it head on. You turn to face the door, just as the scout comes barreling inside and crashes into you. The blow knocks you to the ground, and you lay there stunned for a brief moment, until unable to breathe. Then you see the scout hovering above you. Crap. Just aching, you push yourself onto your feet and run for the door. Fortunately, a crowd of drones has been drawn away from the main horde by the scout. Unfortunately, they're right on top of you. You rush in the weapons workshop. Make a barricade. Grabbing the edge of one of the barrels, you throw it to the ground, followed by the other and another, making a path for you, while you also cutting off the zombies. One manages to pull itself over the destruction, frantically clawing in your direction. You snatch a spear from the barrel and stab it right in the creature's mouth. Why don't you all just stay here for a bit? With your makeshift barricade holding them all in place, you rush out the back door. I wanted to fight them and kill them in the room, but I digress. Everyone has gathered in front of the garage, and you jog over to join them as the bulk of the horde starts to crest the hill. Faith, you're alright. We couldn't find you. We didn't know if you'd... got a little tied up with all the zombies, but I'm fine. Don't ever pull that again. If you're gonna do something stupid, we do it together. No. How about we save the lecture for later, you know, assuming we all live? What's the status? Most of the non-combatants are accounted for and barricaded in the lodge. We're missing some fighters, but if it's hard to say if they made it. Looking around, you see fear etched across everyone's faces as they stare down at the army of zombies, steadily marching forward. Are we all really supposed to fight all those? It doesn't even look like we've made a dent. I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. Glance from the sea of scared faces to the approaching horde, then leap onto the edge of the fire pit, drawing everyone's eyes to you. Listen up. I know you're tired, you're bloody, but we're not done yet. The chains of your headdress catch the light, its horns casting a fearsome silhouette against the sky. In front of you, spines start to straighten, hands tightening around their weapons. This is our home, these are our people, and we're not letting a single one of these undead bastards through. Who's with me? You turn, jumping down to face the approaching zombies. The crowd behind you roars as your fighters charge to join you. For Io! For Splitter! Show them what we're made of! They clash with the front line of the drones, beating them back and caking the dirt with their blood and guts. Don't let a single one pass. Faith, use this! Shannon tosses you one of her grenades, but this one has a different color painted on the side. I managed to distill a chemical from the samples you collected from the zombie pods. It appears to dampen parasite activity significantly. 5 words or less, Shannon. Basically, if you throw it, the zombies go bleh. It'll knock them unconscious. Why didn't you lead with that? Knockout gas. You know, it literally says knockout on the side of it. You go nap now. Pulling the pin on the canister, you hurl into the crowd of zombies and it detonates in a massive cloud of blue smoke. As the smoke clears, the drones, scouts, soldiers, and sirens caught in the blast sink to the ground and lay unmoving. It's a nap time. How many more of those do you have? That was like the only one. Oh, no. Just 2. There wasn't a lot of time. Just use them. Shannon hurls 2 more grenades into the horde, dropping a huge swath of zombies that are quickly overrun by those behind them. We got some stragglers over there, but by the fence, left fence. Damn it. That's where Boots is. You follow their gazes over the numerous zombies to spot Boots and a few other fighters at the far edge of the colony, completely cut off. Stay back! They managed to down the first few drones that come to their way, but the horde is rapidly descending on them. There's no way they can fight through all those drones. Then let's get moving. Only way to them is straight through the horde. Who knows how many people we could lose trying to rescue them. We don't abandon our own. Sledge and I will focus on getting over to them. The rest of you, do what you can to keep the zombies away from us. You grab your crossbow while Sledge pulls out a pistol, and the 2 of you fire shot after shot, making a straight line towards Boots and the others. But as you go running past a down drone that's still moving, it reaches out and tears its claws deep into your calf. I'll be fine. You jerk away, only ripping the wound open further, and blood pours down your leg, pain shooting through your body. Splitter. Keep going. Fighting the pain, you push through the last couple of drones, until Boots and the others are standing in front of you. Sledge! Splitter! We're not going to leave you. With the rest of your forces keeping the path open, you all race back to the garage, your leg burning with every movement. You got injured rescuing Boots and the others. Yeah, well, it's the least I could do for the needs of the mini outweighed the needs of the me. This is gonna make our last stand difficult. You carefully wrap the bandage you made with Shannon around your calf, tying them off tightly. You use bandages to retreat your calf injury. Oh, look at that. Everyone, get ready. Fighters, take up your positions. Your fighters form a semicircle from the launch at their back. Melee fighters in the front, range fighters behind them. Fire at will. Arrows and crossbow bolts go flying through the air, and the front line of zombies crumbles as their legs or heads are pierced through. Your fighters were well prepared for the battle. Yeah, well, not against 10,000 zombies, or not. Those that manage to avoid the range attacks are immediately assaulted by glaives, spears, staves, while the others with shorter weapons guard the other fighters. Not today. Phew! On top of the garage, Mina, Knuckles, and Garrote aim a series of cannon-like devices from where they are mounted on the thick pieces of metal. Have a load of this. A hail of sharp metal tears through the drones, a thick haze of bloody mist filling the air as Knuckles lets out a celebratory whoop. Woohoo! Nice one, babe! Want another mouthful of scrap? Keep it up. But even with such a strong defensive line, you soon find yourself pushing back towards the lodge to keep the horde at a distance. Yeah, the pretty little doll lodge, this ain't gonna hold. As I mentioned, I hate fighting Z-bags out in the open. If we had some freaking cover, we could jump out and surprise the bastards. Wait, everyone, hide behind the flower beds quickly. Oh no, this is not gonna work. And how exactly is that gonna help us fight the zombies? They won't be able to smell you over the smell of flowers? I mean, this is true, unless we haven't bathed in a while. It'll let the drones get closer, but we'll be able to get the drop on them. If it'll kill more of them, then let's do it. A bunch of you dart behind the wooden flower beds and crouch behind them, waiting. When a drone finally comes shambling past, you swing your blade into the creature's leg, slicing it right through it. The drone crumples to the ground and is now severed leg still twitching as blood spurts out of it. As it lets out a strangled cry, you whip your weapon around and sever its head right at the neck with another spray of blood. As soon as the drones approach, the other leaps out of hiding, bashing their heads in until their corpses litter the lodge's porch. Never thought flowers would help us fight zombies. Yep, and then the Kool-Aid man just goes, oh yeah! Everywhere you look, there seem to be more zombies than before as they continue to flood through IO. We've done everything we can. Everyone get inside. The sandbags and concrete all around the lodge slow the zombies considerably, forcing them to funnel through tight spaces in between the barriers. Just a little more time. A little more time for what? What is this ultimate plan that I don't even know of? You rush for the front doors where a crowd of fighters is trying to get on the balcony. Eli, Shannon, and all the raiders pulling them up. Angel and Troy scramble on a ledge as the zombies start in close. And you step forward, only for Walt to grab your shoulder. I'll buy you some time. Before you can answer, Walt goes charging forward, shotgun in hand. You see Mina run to the edge of the balcony with a gasp. Dad, what are you doing? Ensuring his daughter lives. He briefly looks back with a flash. To flash his daughter a sad smile. For the future, Mina. Don't ever forget that. Then he opens fire on the line of zombies, pellets blasting through their heads as pieces of them fall into the air. Bastards have taken enough from me. As he fires off the last shot, he uses the gun like a bat, slamming the end into every drone he can reach. Suddenly, an angry soldier's zombie barrels forward, bringing both of his hands down on Walt. There's a loud sound of bones snapping as he lets out a pain cry that abruptly stops. When the soldier raises its massive fist, Walt is lying on the ground, a trickle of blood dripping out of his mouth. Forcing yourself to look away, you and the few remaining others are pulled to safety just as the zombies reach the front of the lodge. And by then, Walt's body is gone. Walt. Dad! Mina buries her face in Garrett's chest, sobbing raggedly as he ushers her inside. You take one last look at IO as you head for the door. The buildings are in tatters, zombies pouring over them. But there are just as many drones' corpses lying in the blood-stained dirt, the rotten body parts crushed under the feet of other zombies. we've thinned the horde considerably. And it seems the majority of our forces are intact, Faith. Yeah, but we're all confined to one building right now. We might actually make it through this. Doesn't mean we can't still give them the bird on the way out. What do you mean? I set up an explosive trap out in the front of the lodge. We set it off and those Z-bags won't know what hit them. Why didn't you do that earlier? I was gonna, but when we were retreating, there were too many people around. I would have blown them up in the process. How do you propose we get to it when all the zombies are swarming on top? A well-placed Molotov would do the trick. Sludge, do we have any of those? Just a few. We're saving them. But if you can blow more of them out of the water now, I say go for it. Diamond choice. Yes. Where are we aiming? It's near the garage. Don't have a good angle from here. Got that post in the way. Well, then we should get to a higher ground. With that precision, Angel leaps onto the railing and grabs a hold of the gutter, which creaks as she swings herself onto the roof. Sludge follows after her, standing on the railing and then pulling herself up with pure string. Muscle straining. Angel's head peeks out over the edge. Need a hand, Faith? Glancing over the edge of the balcony, you're met with a sea of hungry maws all snapping up at you. I'm gonna take the helm. I'd rather avoid becoming dinner at this point. Angel lays down on the roof to help offer you a hand, which dangles a little over your head. You reach up and grab her wrist, and she grabs yours before starting to pull. Her face goes red as she pulls you higher inch by inch, and as soon as you're close enough to the roof, Sledge grabs your other hand and pulls you the rest of the way up. As you and Angel get to your feet, you look out over the zombies swarming below, filling every space. What part of the garage are we aiming for? About 10 feet in front of the leftmost side, before you get to the porch. Sledge passes unlit Molotovs to you and Angel, giving the last one for herself. We should throw them one at a time. That way, if the first one misses, we'll have a better sense of where the explosive is. Sledge pulls out a lighter, flicking it on, holds the wick of her Molotov over it until it catches. Here goes. She hurls the burning bottles through the air, and as it catches to the ground, burst of flame, catching the nearby zombies on fire. But after a few moments, there's still only fire, no explosion. It must be a bit further to the left. Let me try. Throw it. Your Molotov soars through the air and smashes near the garage, fire fanning out across the ground. Then suddenly there's a massive blast that sends dirt and chunks of zombies flying into the sky. Woohoo! Angel lets out a celebratory whoop as she lights her Molotov and tosses it into a crowd of drones, which go up like a tinderbox. A blast of wind from the detonation hits you in the face, nearly knocking you off balance. Whoa. Where did you get that kind of explosive power? I may have borrowed a bit of your gunpowder. As the dust settles, all that's left in front of the garage is a deep crater in the ground, and tattered remains of drones caught in the blast. The remaining zombies scatter away from the still burning fire, leaving a massive gap in their ranks. You took out a bunch of zombies with Angel's explosive. I definitely took out a chunk of them. Hell yeah, it did. We've bought ourselves a few more minutes. Let's get inside and make sure all the doors and windows are secure. The three of you carefully drop back down onto the balcony and hurry in the lodge, the stench of burnt flesh still filling the air. Inside, fighters and non-combatants alike check all over the windows, doors, moving heavy furniture in front of them. Despite the terrifying sounds coming from the outside, it's relatively calm. Can someone give me a hand with this bookcase? We need to cover the kitchen window. On it! Leia has gathered what remains of her knights, finding new weapons for those that have lost theirs as she gives them instructions. Focus your protection on those who cannot fight. We must keep the zombies from getting to them. Yes, ma'am. Meanwhile, the other people from Sunflower Creek spread through the room, patching up the injured. The bleeding stopped, and I've wrapped it up as best as I can. Thank you. At least we're all still working together. Versus what's the alternative? Across the room, Elder Yu sits by the fire. Children crowded around him. One of them gives a loud sniffle. I'm scared. It's alright, child. If our time is to come to an end now, then so it will be. May stands up defiantly, hands on her hips. That's not gonna happen. Faith will save us all. Even Faith can't find that many zombies. Yes, she can. Faith can do anything. That's why she's our leader. As May raises her voice, everyone slowly turns to look at you. The room is silent, save the scratching and hissing coming from outside. Taking a deep breath, you step forward to address the room. I know right now, things feel hopeless, but there's still something we can do, even now. We can keep going. Look at everything we've gone through. We're still standing here because we kept trying, kept pushing. Even when it didn't seem like it mattered. That's how we'll survive this. We just have to keep fighting. You pause as you hear a strange noise, like the slow snapping of a twig, just about to break. Does anyone else hear? Horde splitter as a drone forces its way through the floor. More holes open up all around the room, screams filling the air. Some people drop out of sight, and others flee in panic. Oh my god. They're underneath us. They must have faith. Shannon reaches for you too late as the wood beneath your feet cracks and gives way, sending you tumbling into the darkness below. Right, we're in a tunnel. Right into a freshly dug zombie hive tunnel. The horde attacked just before the dawn. You equipped the skull. You took blah 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 blah. You took a risk to save boots. You set off Angel's explosive. Your skill in combat and strong preparations. You held strong against the horde, killing many of them while losing few of your own. The zombies built a new hive right beneath the lodge, and now you're trapped in it. Listen, it's dinner on the go, you know? I mean, we did the best we possibly could, right? Fighters, fortifications, like, we did the best we could. Annihilator! And then we still get to keep hearing the zombies even at the end of this. Without further ado, thanks for watching. I love your beautiful faces. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And now description below links to social media and Discord, and if you like to support me and my content. Without further ado, let me say the following. While muting that. Alright. So, a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a few people have given me crap about the way I've kind of like laughed at Shannon or made little jokes here and there, right? So, first and foremost, you must be new to the channel. You really must be new to the channel. If that's the case, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Don't just jump on the bandwagon, though, and be like, oh my god, how could you with Shannon? So, I'll give you the TLDR version of this. I've been through some of the most horrible things that could possibly happen to a child, let alone teenager. I've lived through them all. I currently am still going through some of the worst things that possibly could happen to a person, and all while simultaneously I carry the world around on my shoulders every day. I've been through it all. And so I'm a person who typically looks at others and wants them to be stronger, right? If that means, you know, hell, I have a friend of 2 decades who I ribbed and everything else, and he literally thanks me for giving him tough skin, because you continue to rib someone, you know, not maliciously, but to the point of just keep poking fun of them, you know, and eventually they get this in them like, I'm gonna be stronger, you know, I'm gonna be tougher, I'm gonna be everything else. The same way I did it. The same way I had to force myself to not be a child anymore. I had to grow up pretty fast because of all the things I was going through. There are countless people that I've talked to, that I've helped through dark times. There's a difference between a literal character that does not exist in this world and you trying to put yourself in their place. 2 completely different situations, 2 completely different people. That's the thing is, one doesn't exist and you exist. So stop trying to throw yourself on this, I don't know, virtue signaling fire of, oh my god, I feel so bad for Shannon. She's a character that doesn't even exist. This isn't even an actor or actress. This is a character that's written in a book that doesn't exist. If this was a character that actually existed, this would be handled completely different, right? I also handle things with dark humor. I know that's a thing. Yeah, no, it's how I handle things. It's how I persevered and survived through everything that I've gone through. So keep that in mind. If you still can't handle me doing an occasional joke here or there about Shannon, right? Or just a single laugh, like people are literally telling me that I'm a certain way because I laughed at the baby bump book, where basically white husband, white wife, you're laughing at the possibility of even selecting two children of color. People said I was a certain way because of that. And yet I'm sitting there going, white mother, white father. No, that's not possible. Okay? So, with that being said, get over it. It's a book. It doesn't exist. And I've advocated for people's rights long before some of you were even born, or long before even some of you knew how to spell the word advocate. So, pretty much, I'm taking a stand against it. I've done more good in this life than most people ever have. Okay? While I continue to persevere against some of the most horrible things in my life. Okay? Anyone's life. So, yeah, no, give me a break. Get off your little high horse that isn't even alive. It doesn't exist. Get off your pedestal. And why don't you actually try to have a conversation with someone other than accusatory finger? I'm just tired of it. And I'm not going to have it. This is my community. This is my channel. And I'm not going to... That is not why we're here. And if you haven't read the terms that I've put on this channel for quite a while now, then you're going to be unhappy when you go to place a comment and you just aren't warranted here anymore. Okay? Like, there are people out in this world. Go talk to Jacksepticeye. Go talk to Markiplier. Go talk to those creators about the lovely comments that they get from people, too. And we just are tired of it as content creators. We're tired of you just wanting to point the fingers and do these things that you want because you think you are somehow better than us, or the people that are really malicious. Get over yourselves. Your comments will be deleted. You'll be blacklisted from the channel. And then you can go sit on Reddit and talk about how much of a bad person I am, and you'll be kicked off there too. I don't know how many people have been banned from there too because of it too. Because they keep going on there using defamation of character and defamatory statements and all this other shit. And yeah, go ask those people how lovely they are. They have no place on the internet they can even go because they are not warranted. They are not wanted. Okay? Like, yeah, no, I would continue going on, but this is pointless at this point. I'm just kind of done with it. I'm tired of it. I'm a human being, and I'm an actual human being. I'm not a storyboard character that doesn't even exist. And no, I have a little bit of value in myself. And if you don't like that, you can piss right off. Otherwise, this community is something that where, hey, man, I've literally helped people survive their daily battles and shit. So, no, this is a community where we stand by real people and real characters, not storyboard characters that don't exist. So, thank you for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.